Hello and welcome to the waterfront at Kingston Upon Thames in southwest London. Around about 30 minutes by train from London Waterloo, and a beautiful suburb to visit. You've got a vibrant shopping centre, some history which we'll cover in this show, as well as a 3-mile walk to Hampton Court along the river, and in the other direction you can go as far as Richmond, home of Ted Lasso in the famous Apple TV series. Why are we here today? Well, first of all, we're going to review an amazing offer at one of Britain's most popular mid-range restaurant chains. That's Bill's in Kingston, here on the riverfront, where we're going to enjoy their bottomless American pancake deal. Very excited to see how that goes. And then I'll need to walk that off a little bit in Kingston. So we'll have a little look at some of the historic sites of the town, most of which I would imagine that residents here don't know a great deal about. So join us and let's go and eat some pancakes first. It's Friday morning, so where else can one be really than Bill's, a highly successful chain of restaurants across the UK, originally started in a little town called Lewes near Brighton, which I can scarcely mention today because Brighton beat my football team Ipswich Town last night. But you have to come here because on Fridays all day they have bottomless pancakes, and it's just £5. That's bottomless pancakes which come with bacon and maple syrup, or fruit pancakes, or even Biscoff crumb and vanilla ice cream pancakes. And you have 90 minutes, not from the moment you order, but from the moment they arrive on your table. And if that weren't enough, you can also have unlimited hot drinks for just £4.50 for the same period. And I've chosen a golden latte, which comes with turmeric, agave, ginger root, cinnamon, black pepper and coconut milk. Definitely the most courageous choice on the menu, but I'm really looking forward to it and seeing whether it's worth the price tag. I mean, it seems remarkably good value. And just look at the setting. This is my first film in the UK, my home country, since I started Travel in the Know. And I'm in southwest London, Kingston Upon Thames. This is Kingston Bridge behind me. It's a gorgeous area with wonderful walks along the Thames. Oh, and now the tremendously kind Lee is bringing me my very interesting coffee. Hello, Lee.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Excellent, very good.
That's the golden latte.
Look at that, it really does look golden, and it's got those edible flowers.
Yes, they are edible
Ooh,
flowers.
you promised they're edible.
I promise they're edible, don't
That's
worry.
fantastic.
You will be walking out.
Don't say that to your employer, that's brilliant. And then we've got some tap water as well.
Yes.
So that's great. It's very exciting. Tell me about the bottomless pancakes. How popular is that offer with customers?
Too popular. Too popular, honestly. Most days if we have bottomless pancakes, I'm going home smelling like syrup. But it's surprising how many people come in for the pancakes, honestly.
What do people like about the pancakes?
The fact that it's bottomless. And I think that they're very American style, kind of, which you don't find very often in the UK. I don't think, at least. I don't know many places that do pancakes like ours. But I think a lot of people come here because they're quite, well known. I do like the pancakes, yeah, but I won't eat them on shift or I'll be falling asleep.
Fair enough.
They do put you in a bit of a food coma, so good luck after you finish all of them.
And what about the setting here?
It's honestly, it's not too bad now, but when you get to summertime, it's gorgeous. You get all these people coming in, all of these restaurants are packed to the absolute brim. There's so many people everywhere. It's quite nice during summertime.
Well, Callum is now bringing me my pancakes with bacon. That's very exciting. Look at that. It's all very excellent service, not taking very long at all. Oh, they look brilliant. Oh, and the maple syrup's already on them, so that's great.
Would you like any extra?
Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Thank you very much. That's great, thank you. So nothing seems to be too much trouble. I've asked for the bacon to be prepared in 2 ways, one crispier than the other, because often you find, I think, at cheaper places, and obviously this is a mid-scale chain, but sometimes the bacon's a bit anemic, so just to try that out, but very good. Already covered in maple syrup, but when I asked for extra maple syrup, that was no problem either. And this tea with edible flowers, looking forward to this. Nice and hot, wow. Spices. It's almost like having a kind of Indian kulfi dessert as a hot coffee, as a cappuccino. That is seriously delicious. That's very nice. Now let's have a look at the pancakes. We were promised American style, and we're in Ted Lasso country, only a couple of miles to Richmond. Okay, so they're fluffy, quite light, definitely not heavy. But I can equally understand why Lee said she didn't think I'd managed much more than 2 stacks. Now let's try the bacon. Yeah, it's okay, but for me, with pancakes, it needs to be crispy. So let's see how crispy this is. This feels much better. And I was told you can definitely specify what type of bacon you'd like. Yep. Crunchy, quite salty. And that's so much better with the pancake. So that's a strong recommendation from me. It's a great choice of hot drinks as well. You can have, as you'd expect, cups of tea, English breakfast, Earl Grey, peppermint, all that kind of thing. Fresh mint as well. It's a hot chocolate, that sounds exciting. Espressos, macchiatos, flat whites, lattes, cappuccinos, mocha, all the syrups, and a matcha coconut latte, which I'm about to try. The golden latte, which was this kulfi-esque, fantastic hot drink. So it's a really nice choice. And of course you can have soya, oat or coconut milk if you don't want standard normal milk. And now the pièce de la résistance is arriving. Oh, look at that. Good morning. Hello, how are you? Look at that. These are really fruity pancakes. That's lovely. And my side of bacon, because I did enjoy the bacon. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Again, very nicely presented. Good maple syrup. It's a decent maple syrup. It tastes really Canadian. It's got that slightly lovely mapley flavour to the sweetness as well. Then you've got bananas. You've got some blueberries, some strawberries, fresh strawberries, nice at this time of year, and a little sprig of mint. And I must say, these plates with bills and the cockerels all around them, rather nice. They're kind of more French than American, I would say, but really cool. Again, nice and fluffy. Each stack of pancakes, they give you 3 pancakes in each stack, so I think 6 really ought to be more than enough. Obviously, it's a carb meal packed with carbs, but it's early morning, it's going to keep me going all day, and they are nice and fluffy. I'd be happy with this in any good American diner. The strawberry has plenty of flavour, which is great for the time of year, and it's a really nice mix. It's obviously more refreshing than the bacon pancakes, slightly less heavy, but hey, at £5 I'm going to enjoy both. One thing's for sure, despite best intentions, there's no way I'm having any more pancakes. Simply can't manage them. But I couldn't resist the hot chocolate, which comes with cream on top and also a little flake 99, so that should be very enjoyable, and that'll finish off the meal nicely, and thankfully with a little bit of water just to cleanse the palate. Well, I'm now ready definitely to walk off all those calories from Bill's. See, it's a winter's day, there's not many people outside, but there's plenty of people inside enjoying this wonderful offer. My total bill came to £13.67. I was charged a couple of surcharges, one for the bacon with the fruit pancakes, bit of a moot point, but I can understand why, and 40 pence for the cream on top of the hot chocolate, plus a service charge of 12.5%. But all in all, £13.67 for a breakfast, dare I say American brunch, which is going to really keep me going all day. Is more than fair value, and the quality was great. And you know, I've got to make a special mention as well of Lee, who served me. She was absolutely outstanding, truly ambassadorial for Bill's Restaurants. I'm sure they'll be delighted to know. Here are some boats that you can hire in the summer and go out onto the water. And Kingston Bridge. And for those less adventurous, there are even scheduled services in the spring through to the autumn from Hampton Court to Kingston and on to Richmond. Makes a lovely day out. Here is one such relatively unknown historic site, the Coronation Stone. It's a block of sarsen, which is a type of sandstone not even found locally. At least 7 kings were crowned here in Kingston. Edward the Elder, that's the son of Alfred the Great in 900 AD, Athelstan, Edmund, Edred, Edwy, Edward and Ethelred, who was actually known as the Unready, right up to 979 AD. And since Victorian times, this Coronation Stone has symbolised the importance of Kingston in the history of England. And that's why this borough of London is known formally as the Royal Borough of Kingston. I've just passed north of Kingston Railway Station, turned right from Richmond Road onto a really important historic road, Canbury Park Road, but it looks pretty normal, and I doubt many of its residents know why this is such an important street in British history, aviation history. I just heard a plane go overhead from Heathrow. Well, this is the road in which Sir Thomas Sopwith had his first offices, and the famous Sopwith biplane and then later the Sopwith camel, so important in the First World War, were designed and built. And then later an aircraft we've all heard of was actually designed in this building I'm going to show you now. That's the Hurricane, which played such a critical role in the Second World War. It was also built in Langley near Slough, but this is where it came into being. And then later the company grew, and the very famous Harrier jump jet was built just up the road, actually up Richmond Road, about a mile and a half away, and that was in active service from 1969 through to 2010. For those younger viewers, this is the famous fighter plane that could take off and land vertically even on aircraft carriers. It seems more than sad to me that there's so little to actually commemorate this important historic site. Surely both the Mayoralty of London and Kingston Council could do better. It's interesting looking at this Sidley House with the workshops next door where the aircraft were actually designed, but there are offices available to let. Well, how about a museum? Surely that remarkable period in British history and those engineering achievements are worthy of such a site. Now the only reference I can find are two small plaques on the entrance to a housing estate built in 1995. This is the ideal place to work off all those calories from Bill's Pancakes. It's Canbury Gardens, just to the north of Kingston town centre, evidently on the beautiful River Thames, part of the Thames Path, and if you keep heading north you'll go to Richmond, and you can ultimately go all the way to central London, pretty much all the way along the river. It's absolutely wonderful. Perhaps we'll do it in another show. But you'll remember we were just in Canbury Park Road, and this is Canbury Gardens, and again there's a link with aviation. All those years ago, the Sopwith float planes, you know, those little planes which worked on water, they were actually tested here from Canbury Gardens. Today it's much better known for canoes, rowing, all that type of thing, but in those days they tested the aircraft here. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this film along the Thames, and if you like those American pancakes, I certainly did, you might well like my film about hunting for apple strudel in 4 countries by public transport in 24 hours. There's 3 of them in fact, and the link to the first film is just here. Enjoy! Please like this film, subscribe to the channel, and why not ding that bell for notifications. Bye!